Um, okay, there we go. Welcome, everyone. Thank you all so much. Welcome to Fierce Friday. My name is Allison. Jared, my husband. We are new members of the Million Mom Council, and I'm joined by Shari and Naiva and Tammy, who's not here, but we're so excited because this is a topic that is so near and dear to my heart, and it's been one I've wanted to see featured. I think they've done, maybe calls in the past on this, but since I've been part of the council, I've just really wanted to highlight this because it's something that it's a game changer. And most people, we can look at anything as excuse or as our why, and one of them being, having kids and responsibilities in our family. Some people look at, oh, I don't have time, I have my kids. And I looked at this opportunity as this opportunity allows me to be with my kids. And so it's all how we look at it. And we're going to dive into this amazing topic of working our Purium business together as a family and healing together as a family. Because number one is once we start to heal ourselves, well, healing is contagious. And if we're leading by example, especially as the caretakers, maybe the moms or the dads or anyone who, uncles, aunts, grandparents who are on this call, who have influence in children's life, it is so important. And actually not just children, but everyone around us, we lead by example, and what we do gets noticed absolutely over time. And it doesn't always happen right away. And so don't lose hope. If you're new to Purium and you're maybe a customer and you've just been on your healing journey trying to get your kids to drink, or you're a brand partner and you're trying to get your spouse involved, don't just get discouraged, because the number one hardest people to influence in some ways is the people closest to us. It's a interesting phenomenon, but just it's the truth. And we, luckily I didn't get discouraged. Jared, when I first started my Purium healing journey, I ordered my package and his first response was like, "You've been scammed," or something. He made me feel so like, he was really not so optimistic about the whole thing. And he didn't know what I knew because I had done my research, and he was so busy working long hours at work. We were kind of living two lives. I was here doing my research on gut health and learning about all these healing modalities, going down the rabbit hole and healing myself. For myself, it was a mental health transformation. I was on 5 medications that I had been for mental health that I thought I would need for life. And of course, when I got pregnant, I really wanted to get off my medications. I did get off of them for a period of time. And then after my second baby was born, I was actually, relapsed and was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, postpartum psychosis, and I was put on stronger medications. And so being at home alone with 2 toddlers, it was scary. And Jared was working in the film industry, sometimes 16-hour days. And it was really scary times. I felt I needed to be on medications just to be functional. I surrendered I accepted I would be on medications my whole life because I never wanted to relapse again. And then Purium came into my life, and it changed everything. Like, it changed everything for me mentally as well as physically. My eczema went away. My skin glowed, and all these amazing other benefits started to happen. But, truly I was looking for a solution, and gut health kept coming up. And also, just everything aligned with me about this, but, it takes time. This was not in Jared's wheelhouse. He hadn't been down that road. So, he saw me order something online, and, being Canadian, it was a little more expensive. And so he was like, "What are you doing? We don't need this stuff." And when it came, basically, he witnessed my transformation, and he started to dabble in it himself, and, and ended up falling in love with the products eventually. But it wasn't overnight. And then with the business side of things, it took a lot longer because, he was in a very secure job and making pretty decent money. And the idea of working in multi-level marketing. It was just not in his wheelhouse. He never had he didn't even like, now you wouldn't know it, but he didn't have any social media presence. So he was like, I don't know how I'm going to, reach people. But what happened was so cool was that during COVID, we were able to match his salary, and I was able to retire Jared like right in the nick of time. And we're going to go, Shari, I think you're going to read in the news. And I think it's gonna, yeah. So let's start there with the in the news and get and I didn't even go into the pledge. I'm so sorry. I'm so excited about this topic, but Shari, if you want to do both of those things, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely. Just gonna try to find it. 1 second. Oh, okay. Naiva to the rescue. Oh, our pledge. Okay, should we start with the pledge then? Let me see who we can put on the spot today.
We have Kaylin read it. I would love
Sure.
to. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go. Okay, do you want to read it or should I read it?
Let's read it together.
Okay.
How about that?
All right.
Okay. I
Pledge to defend the health of myself and my family. I pledge to choose organic foods that are minimally processed and free of man-made ingredients. I pledge to read labels and educate myself on all aspects of clean living. I understand that my actions today will positively impact the health and environment of future generations. I am committed to sharing this movement of many. Let's see, hold on.
I am the Million Mom Movement.
There we go, we got it, yay.
Oh, awesome.
That's awesome. You guys are amazing. So precious. I love that. Thank you. Shari, do you want to do, or do you want to follow that with,
Yeah, I will definitely. I'm just pulling up the article. I found it. Okay. Okay, so today's article that we thought was very fitting is Working Parents Are in Crisis, so new data and the 5 best responses. So when we say crisis, what are we talking about? Well, the future of work doesn't look so good for working parents and especially for working mothers. New data, new multiple sources demonstrates working parents are concerned about their children struggling with work life and taking steps back in their careers. They're also especially stressed about global and national issues. But among all the bad news, there are actions individuals, communities, and employers can take to have constructive effects on working parents and tilt the balance back towards a positive work-life experience. So keep in mind, this is an article that was written around kind of coming out of, or perhaps not yet out of, the pandemic time. So this, of course, became just like Allison had just mentioned that, Jared was able to retire right as the pandemic was about to hit. For many, that wasn't the case, of course, right? For most, I would say that wasn't the case. And so this article kind of highlights some of the struggles that started then, but we feel like the pandemic is really the time where people started looking for other ways to bring in income, right? And it really, just the idea of working from home, something that was so minute and not available to most companies and employers, all of a sudden became more the norm. And so this has really shifted the way that we view working, especially when we are working parents. So the good news. It's important to start with the facts that the news isn't all bad. There are some glimmers of good news. In particular, according to a study by KinderCare, 69% of working parents feel they've been able to be more involved in their children's lives because of more flexible work schedules. If you're lucky enough to have one, right? We don't all have that option. Hybrid work and greater autonomy about where, when, and how people work has many benefits, and quality of life and time with family and children certainly top that list, which is what we are talking about. But there's also a raft of negative impacts on the pandemic, the economy, and the current condition for working parents. So parents are concerned about their kids, and I can definitely relate to that one. According to a study by the American Psychological Association, parents are concerned about their children based on the conditions created by the pandemic. So 73% worry about their children's social life or development. And I had looked over these briefly before our call, and I think that these apply even, pre and post pandemic. So I don't think that this is only for the pandemic time. So 73% worry about their children's social life or development, 71% worry about academic development, 71% worry about emotional health and development, 68% worry about cognitive development, and 65% worry about physical health and development. So for those of you who are parents on the call, if you could just put a 1 in the comments, if you resonate with any of those concerns, if you've ever worried or are currently worried about any one of those areas for your children. So parents are concerned about childcare. The APA study found 72% of working parents were stressed based on disruptions and uncertainties about school and childcare schedules. In addition, the KinderCare research found that 39% of working parents said finding quality childcare was getting in the way of successfully navigating parenting. That's a big one. Before I went into holistic nutrition and health, I was a childcare educator. So I worked in preschools and daycare centers, and that is definitely, having worked behind the scenes, it's really hard to find quality care for children. That's an absolute given. Parents are concerned about surrounding conditions, and according to the research, parents are also more stressed than non-parents about other issues as well. So 80% are concerned about money compared to 58% for non-parents. It's interesting. 77% are concerned about the economy compared to 59% non-parents. And 72% are concerned about housing costs compared to 39% of non-parents. So parents are enduring raising costs and career hits. Parents' concerns about costs are well-founded as they are also experiencing increasing costs for childcare. This is according to a report by LendingTree, which found parents have seen an average annual increase of 41% in childcare costs for center-based services. Families with children under 5 were hit the hardest in terms of cost increases. And parents in Hawaii have it worse, experiencing childcare, which demands 29% of average wages. The impact on working moms is especially great, according to a study by at Pew Research Center. Working moms were significantly more likely to leave their jobs as a response to childcare challenges. I can relate. In fact, about 1/3 of working mothers have left their jobs since the start of the pandemic. This is according to Sarama. So, I mean, I'm going to leave it there because I think, you guys can take a look at the article more in depth, but we just wanted to highlight some of the issues that, of course, families face, right? When parents are working outside of the home, especially nowadays with everything costing a whole lot more. And, sometimes you feel like you're just really working to pay the bills, right? You're just working to meet all of these increases, all of the bills that are coming in. What happens to quality time as a family? So many of us, I think, are just running through the day-to-day routine and lifestyle, just trying to get things done, that we're not really being mindful. And, we feel like life just isn't allowing us to be mindful. And so this is why this call is so important and so overdue, because there are solutions, right? And so we just want to highlight some of the issues. And now, of course, like we usually do, we're going to talk solutions. So I'll pass it back over to Allison.
Thank you. Yes, I related with all of that. And, it's just, when you become a mom and you have to go back to work and you have to put your trust in, a daycare, what we saw is, I mean, we had no choice when we started because with Junie, I had more options, but when Rhea started, I had to go back to work, and having her eat this, crappy food all day with, in these environments, like, you just don't know at the end of the day, when you're giving your children into the care of like a center. And it gave me so much joy when I was able, especially when things were going on down and COVID in the schools and stuff like that, that I didn't agree with, that I didn't align with, when I was able to say, oh, I have options. I don't need to stick my kids in school all day and be subjected to whatever that I don't consent to because I, don't have a choice. Now I have choices. And I was able, we actually were, wow. I mean, just the fact that we were able, when everything went into lockdown and Montreal was really intense, we were able to go and move into the jungle for like 6 months. We went to Belize and we were able to just have that freedom and that flexibility and make money from there and, still keep up with all of our amazing business and healing. So I want to share our story first, just because we're here. I have my daughter here by my side, which is so nice. She's actually did stay home from school today. And, we have the freedom to do things like that because not all the time, but it's like we can choose. And, Junie, Junie was a baby when I started Purium. She was a year and a half. So I always say she was actually she's a Purium baby. I wish that we had discovered it earlier, but we discovered it when she was still young enough. And she was, yeah. Do you want to share what you're drinking? What you love here? Your special recipe? Why? Come on. You share it. You tell the kids what to drink. Yeah, can I say it? Yeah. Okay, you're not shy, you're just pretending. She's been talking about this juice since she's like 2 years old. It's her creamy greenie. I do equal parts water and like a plant-based milk, organic plant-based milk and ice. And then, with the power shake, appleberry power shake, and it becomes like this delicious, creamy, kind of like almost like slushy power shake. So that's how Junie takes her power shake, and she's almost 8 years old now. And so, yeah. And then Jared, do you want to just share a little bit about working this business together as a family and like what that's been like?
It's been great. I love it. Seeing like other couples that were able to work together always really inspired me. Like I think growing up, like you're kind of programmed to think like the man goes to work and the woman stays home, or vice versa, or whatever. And it's like separate. It's always like they're always doing their own thing, and then come together at the dinner table. And then I discovered like when I was doing well at this other corporate job, I was in this place where I was like, unless I'm staying late every day and not coming home to dinner, then I wasn't progressing there. I would reach a cap, right? And then I was really inspired by Allison's transformation. Obviously, I had a pretty amazing transformation as well. I lost 30 pounds, and my asthma, my allergies just poof gone thanks to gut health, and it was pretty amazing. So that was the catalyst for us to just like collaborate and join forces and sharing it. And it really just stems from our love of
We always wanted to work
food,
together
yeah.
too. And we were trying to find different ways to work together. When Jared would work on films, because I was in fashion, like sometimes he would get me gigs as a stylist. And,
Yeah.
at your last job, I was doing some freelance work and stuff. And we always wanted to work together, but we could never really it was a very stressful environment. It wasn't on our terms.
Because in the end, you're always answering to somebody. And even if we had a brick and mortar business, the amount of stress that would have caused, especially during COVID, where, we're watching our restaurateur friends shut down, gyms shutting down. It's a scary place to be. So here we are in home delivery, consumables, health food. It's like a bulletproof industry, and that's growing exponentially every year. So it's just a really smart investment that we did 5 years ago, and thank Lord we did, because or else we'd
What
still
was the
be
tipping point for you? What was like the thing that made you like, I don't know,
switch out of a
shifted for
job.
you to
Yeah.
joining me, to be like, yeah, I'll go all in with you? What was the tipping point?
Well, I think it was we're 2-star crown now. So looking back, I think when we going into diamond rank, and that was when you get profit sharing, you're getting a piece of what the whole company makes, all the diamonds. So you're leveraging not only this beautiful community, but getting a piece of what the whole company makes. And they've always been really generous.
It was when you saw that there was that sharing pool
Yeah,
at Diamond.
yeah.
You were director when you decided to like come in. So we were
So director in Belize.
director and we turned executive in Belize.
Yeah, exactly.
So we were director.
That was a major shift. And then it just really allows a lot of options. Like this opportunity is options all around. And here I was like an option to go all in and then realize uncapped earning potential, just doubling our income every year, which is unheard of in I think any other industry, unless you're some kind of like tech billionaire. But here you could do it, and it's fun and easy enough that it's like every day it feels like we're on vacation,
Yeah.
And here we're just hanging out with our kids and having fun.
Yeah. And our kids love it. They're getting inspired by other kids. They would get inspired by seeing Taz's kids when we first enrolled, you know, Kiara and Lucho.
Mhm.
And now we're so happy that we get to be inspiring other kids and other families to join. So I'm so excited. We have some amazing guests today. Yeah, I'm just so excited. So I think we'll start with, I don't know, who wants to go first? We'll start with Jenna. She has the whole clan there. So I'm going to start with Jenna. I know, with the baby and everything. So, and Jenna, relaunched her business when she was, I think you were at the end of your pregnancy, right?
I should sit in the unmute button.
She's trying to reach it.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Oh. You have to do it.
Oh, you're
you're-
in.
you're
You're
unmuted.
unmuted.
Oh, okay. It said that it wouldn't allow the host to unmute, so I didn't realize. Hopefully she'll hold out well for this. But yes, this is like the topic that I love the most, and I'm so excited that you invited us to share. I started using Purium and involved with as a brand partner about 3 years ago. And I was working at the time a full-time job and trying to juggle everything, and actually 2 jobs when I started. Yeah, I was in a different situation then, and it was just really overwhelming. So I just recently have relaunched again. I continue to use the products the whole time, but this time, like, my why is so strong and it's sitting in my lap and next to me. Like, these girls need to have their mama present, and I'll do whatever it takes to make that happen. And now I have my husband next to me who has caught the vibe. And yeah, like, we're just very determined to have a free and abundant life. Like, that's the main thing, and to share this amazing opportunity and gift with as many people as we can. Like, why not? It's just such a no-brainer. I don't know if you want to share it all. Like,
Yeah, I think that finding something to dedicate your energy to is no doubt the only way to be successful in whatever it is, a hobby, a career, whatever. And I can't think of anything better than the entire family to focus on health, but not in a stressful or like, overwhelming manner. So the fact that there's a business involved with it and we eat healthy and clean, raising, these young kids like with the best nutrients, and I don't see a drawback. Like, there's no thing that I'm like, yeah, well, this part of it I don't like. It's kind of like, it's pretty easy and healthy. So like, how could I not be excited to be part of it? Like, seeing what transformations people have made, and like now families involved in it, like, it just opens my eyes more and more. And like, I think it's great. Like, just I know what hard work looks like, and every industry and business has hard work and hard, things to do about the jobs. But this is, like you said, you can work from home. It's easy. It's half the time just fun. There's nothing really about it that I'm like, oh, I can't do that. That's out of my realm, or something. So doing something that's healthy for my kids, me and my wife, and for, like anybody else that's in need of a transformation, it's like, that's what we're here for, even without this, like, is to help our neighbors, to help our friends and family. And that's where it stemmed from. Like, Jenna started, and my mom and I both did it. Now her mom and dad doing it. So like, it just stems through the family in such a positive way. And, it's great to be part of it. I can't think of anything that's like a drawback or a downside. Like, every job I've ever had, there's these huge downsides, that like, you compensate with the money you make or with the time you're gone. But, it's no downside to this. And being able to control so little in this world, but 100% of what this little girl here gets to eat and her future next few years, like, I can't think of anything I'd want more than the best nutrients and the best care of her parents. So like, if she just gets a jump start, she doesn't have to heal or like transform from like this disease of the popular food in America nowadays that so many people are plagued with. She gets to start out like clean and free and like just uplifted. Like, every parents want to uplift their kids, and we actually get the chance to do that. So I mean, it means the world to me, and I'm just excited to be a part of it.
Oh, so beautiful. Oh my goodness. That was so refreshing and inspiring to hear from you, Jason and Jenna. And Ava, I would love to hear a little from you. I know you've been watching your mama. If you don't mind, if you I don't want to put you on the spot if you don't want to, but if you do,
Inspired all of it, honestly.
you want to share anything of
Why you
what
do this?
what you love about it, or anything that inspires you.
Well, I love drinking. I love drinking all of it, and I love the way I feel whenever I drink it. And I like drinking the dark berry with the Epigenius. I like mixing those two. And the MVP family has hot chocolate. And it makes you feel really, really, really good. And it's crazy to me like how much we've come, because we've been vegan for a long time, but like when we first became vegan, we still like were eating all the processed stuff like that you can, because being vegan doesn't necessarily mean healthy in any way, but it's really cool to me how far we've come from like just being vegan to like being super conscious with what we're eating and all.
Oh, Eva, so well said. You're wow, incredible share. I know my daughters feel the same. They feel good when they drink the shake. That's why they drink it, because they know when they drink a shake. Sometimes Rhea has 2 in the morning, and I was like, "Why do you want a second one?" She's like, "It makes me feel so good." So, yeah, kids are so much more also just clear channels and tuned with their bodies, and and to bring that awareness into their bodies of how food should feel, because I think all of us growing up would just eat whatever junk was kind of around, or a lot of us grew up on junk food, and we would, we wouldn't ever be asked how we feel in our bodies. It's just like, I don't know, like food, it tastes good, but you don't really think about it. And so Ava, you're so well spoken, and I know you're going to grow up to be such a good role model for your sister and for so many other kids, and a leader. Like you're amazing. I see you out there helping your mom and doing things on your own. It's really so inspiring.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't wait for I can't wait to see you guys this summer.
Yes.
Yay. I can't wait. Oh, so many families. We're gonna all come together at convention, which we'll talk about in a little bit at the end. But thank you so much, guys. I know it's so much, as Jason was saying, like no downside. It's pure fun. And if you make it fun, it's fun. I mean, there's some things, yeah, we don't always want to, do. Sometimes we don't feel like, I don't know. It's so easy when we think about it. We're like, I don't want to go live. It's like, oh, it could feel kind of like a work, or I don't want to have to, follow up with someone. But it's like, if you're doing this as a family and you have fun with it, you have the right mindset, everything is fun. There's no downside. It's all fun how you make it. So love seeing you guys get creative in the kitchen and everything you share. Thank you. So our next guest is just as inspiring. I've been following also for a few months now, and I am so honored to introduce Kaylin and Wendy. And did you guys start off? I'm just curious, because I saw Kaylin actually, her before I even really knew she was like, doing PR. I'm like, wow, who is this kid? Like, she is out there. She's making reels. She's doing videos. It was so inspiring to see. Did you guys start it together, or did, yeah, please share your journey here with Purium and how it came to be you two together rocking this business.
Well, my mom actually started it because she had like done some things on her Facebook and her Instagram until I started. I started it, and it was kind of like for another business, but of course I was going to use my mom's link because, can't just use any random link. So I used my mom's link, and so it just kind of molded into just like kind of us doing it together. And it's really fun because, I feel like when growing up, like my mom would be at work and we never really did those kinds of things together. So it's really nice to do it with her. So it's really fun. I love sharing with everyone, and I love when people comment on any of the reels and say it's like inspiring, because it helps me keep going. So do you want to say anything?
Sure. Yeah. I wanted to say, first, I'm so grateful for this community, and I'm kind of getting emotional because sorry. It is just been such a gift. I've been looking for this for so long. I've been looking for community. I've been searching for healthy food my whole life, if you know me. I've been really particular, and the support I've gotten has been absolutely amazing, and we're only getting started. So I just had to share that. And actually, Kaylin had the vision of Superfood Soda Shaw, like before we even tried the products. You know, when Christian Strang introduced the products, you know, we were like, yeah, okay, we'll try it, this and that. But she was like, no, we're gonna get it. And, you know, I'm doing Superfood Soda Shaw for dancers. They need nutrition. They're always on the go and moving around and dancing, and they need that repair. And so I was like, okay, we're doing this. And then I would do my tasks every day. And before I knew it, she was getting up before me, getting dressed, doing her reels, doing this creative thing, making her shapes. And I'm like, okay, here we go. We're doing this together. And so, yeah, I'm so grateful. I learned so much on these calls, A Million Mile Movement, and I'm so grateful.
Oh, and I'm just gonna say one more thing too, because before that, yeah, you know, I was fine dancing. I'm like, yeah, I feel good, but like, not last year, but the year before, I had my Nutcracker performance, ballet performance, and I was sick during the whole performance because it was just so much like the lead up and the rehearsals, and just it was just a lot to handle. So now I just had my show last year, and I was not sick during the show. Felt great. I ate really healthy during it. I had like lentils and quinoa. It was delicious. And it was just, yeah, I just felt great. And, you know, a lot of people came to watch, and I was just feeling good. And I was feeling good, you know, the other show, but it's just not the same when you're not feeling 100%.
Oh my goodness, you're an amazing dancer. And I love, a few people are saying, yeah, the dancer, Eric said the dancer community tends to be bad. They do need this. Purium, you're bringing it to an incredible niche. And I love how you're integrating it with your passion. Like you're showing up, like we all get to do this in our own way and with our own flavor. And I love how you're showing up. My daughter is super inspired by your Instagram account. I'd love if Kaylin and Wendy, both of you are so creative, you know, could put your Instagram, because I've never seen, like, honestly, I think Ava, you'll love also how Kaylin is doing her Instagram. It's so cool. So inspiring. And you know what? We watched, my daughter and I, like I told you, Kaylin, already, we watched all your reels from the very beginning. And what was so inspiring was just watching your progress, you know, just to see out there, like, wow, she keeps getting better and better and better. And it's true, you may not even see it because you're doing it, but starting at such a young age, how old are you now, Kaylin?
I'm 12.
You're 12. Yes. I think, yeah, I think you're all the same age as Ava. I think Ava's around 12 too, right? 13 or, oh, okay. I know it's hard for you to hit the unmute, so. It's too hard, but just write it in the comment if you can. 10, 14, okay. But it's just so inspiring to see other, you know, young people starting, putting out their passions, like expressing themselves, opening their throat chakra. You know, these are all really important skill sets to have, and the confidence that it's building to put yourself out there, because in anything we do in life, it's, you know, it really requires us to sell ourselves, to put ourselves out there. And I love that, you know, you're really merging it with your own, and both of you are super creative. I love your social accounts. And I know you just also hit a rank in the company. So I'm just so proud of you guys. And I can't wait to see, I know you guys, both you and Jenna and everyone going diamond for convention. So I know Sherry has an amazing story to share. I've heard about it, and I would love if Sherry can open up to her guest here today.
Yay, thank you. And let me just say, Kaylin, like you are going to do amazing things. Like this is just the beginning for you. You're absolutely incredible, absolutely amazing. Speaking of amazing, yes, I have a pretty amazing guest today. I'm so excited to feature her here and to have her share a little bit. So her name is Arisha, and Arisha, correct me if I'm wrong. I believe you are 13, same age as my son. You're 14. Okay. So Arisha is 14, and actually Arisha found me about 2.5 years ago. So Arisha has type 1 diabetes, just like my older son, Jordan. And she decided about 2.5 years ago that she just wasn't feeling good enough with, the treatment plan in place, and she believed that she could feel better. And so she started looking for, people to help her with that. And she found me, and she heard my stories about my son, and she watched what I said about health and nutrition. And she asked her mom to start following me and to reach out to me and make an appointment. And she did. And I met her mom and I met Arisha, and Arisha was very vocal on our call. She was very much a part of the call. In fact, I would even say she led the session. She came with a list of questions for me. It was pretty remarkable. And this is 2.5 years ago, so you were about 12 at the time. And so they started with Purium, saw such great results. Her mom became a brand partner. And then just recently, Arisha decided that she wanted to get involved, right, Arisha? So I'll let you take over from there.
So hi, I'm Arisha. My mom was supposed to join me here, but unfortunately she had a work trip, so she couldn't make it. But I have an Instagram account and it's called Type 1 Takes, and I also have a podcast. And in those two platforms, I just love talking about Purium and just like good like health and how to take care of yourself. And I think one thing that Purium has really done is like obviously have a significant impact on my life. But I think it also like transforms your approach to like nutrition, like and overall fitness. So when you eat these products and since they're organic and glyphosate free, like I personally have experienced like improvements in my energy levels and digestion and vitality. Like I think anyone who has an autoimmune disease has leaky gut. And I think Purium is one thing that really helps with that. And I think it also tastes really good. So my brother, he's actually 3. He loves drinking Purium. He like runs around in school with his little cup, drinking like MVP chocolate, running around saying that he's drinking hot chocolate and everything. And yeah.
I love it. You also, Arisha, talk about on your Instagram page, you talk about gut health, right? And how you've come to understand it and how you've come to understand the link between your gut and glyphosate, which I love how you explain about glyphosate and how nutrition has helped you so much, right?
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
okay. So before we found Purium and you, we actually went to a functional medicine doctor. And they ran a bunch of tests, they confirmed leaky gut and everything, and they gave you these supplements, but it just didn't seem to do anything. So I think Purium is one thing that really helps in gut health and helps you get the good gut health bacteria and makes your gut clean.
I love that you know so much about the good gut bacteria. It makes me so happy. And can you tell everybody just a little bit of what it's been like working this business with your mom? Because now you were a little bit younger when your mom started out as a brand partner, but now that you've, created your own social media accounts and you're really getting out there and you're really talking about this. How has that been like to share this experience with your family?
It's been great, but it's also been like really busy. So what I always love with my working with my mom on these kind of things, actually before I had an Instagram account, she had one and we worked together on that. But as time went on, I started handling more of the Instagram stuff and I started to enjoy it and stuff. And yeah.
That's absolutely right. I remember now that when your mom started her account when she first became a brand partner, you were the one behind the scenes kind of taking charge of it and really helping her and showing her how to do things. With that, actually, I want to share your page for a moment because I want to share a specific reel that you did with your little brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm
He
going
loves
to.
making videos. He like practices even if I'm not making a video. He'll be like, 1 spoon of this and like
I love it. Okay, so first, I would love for everybody to go and follow Type 1 Takes. That's Arisha's page on Instagram. And here she has many, many reels, lots of reels. But I'm going to jump down. Where is it? Here we go. I love that reel. I've shared it so many times already. And you know, this really does, I mean, you did a perfect job in that reel, just highlighting how fun it can be and how anybody of any age, right, can do this, fits into our lifestyles.
Like, I think for my brother, since he's 3, a lot of people like might assume or think that like little kids don't like green juices. Like Power Shake is probably not his favorite. He definitely still does drink it time to time. And I mean, he has a bunch of little cups with like his little favorite characters on them, and he like runs around at school drinking with them, and then he's always talking to his friends about them. Like I think yesterday there was a parent teacher meeting and my dad went with him, and the teacher was talking about how he was like talking about how it was organic. And I think it's important to like understand how even like little kids, they watch like the people around the house and can spread the message from that.
Absolutely. You're so right. And I just want to take the opportunity, Arisha, to just say what I just think you know, I've said this so many times. I think you're amazing. I think you're doing amazing things. And I love that you're sharing this and you're getting the word out there, not just for people with type 1 diabetes or kids and teens with type 1 diabetes, but just everyone, right? You have a really important message to share. And I'm so happy that all of this resonated with you. And I love working with you and your family.
Thank you.
And then, well, I guess I can kind of jump into my own story a little bit. I'll go into it briefly, but you know, it's very similar to Arisha in terms of what really brought me to Purium. What I was already a holistic nutrition and health coach, but it was my son's diagnosis with type 1 diabetes that really put me on a very specific path to really trying to understand what happened, why did he have this diagnosis, and what we could do about it, because I just wasn't satisfied with what we were being told to do. And, you know, there's just too many questions and I needed answers. And that's what led me to meeting with Tass. And Tass is the one who brought, you know, this gut health aspect to me. I had never heard it explained quite that way before. I had heard about glyphosate. I was not aware to what extent glyphosate could be playing into my son's diagnosis. And I was all ears and I was all in within minutes because it all made sense to me. I had done the research already. And I was blown away by how this company really ticked off every single one of my criterias, very high criterias. And I mean, even ticked off some that I didn't even realize that I had yet. It was that powerful. And so not only did I order, but I became a brand partner on the spot because I said, you know, this has been missing. If it's missing for me, it's missing for so many others. And then, you know, we began our own personal health journey first before I started using it within my practice to recommend to clients. I wanted to try it out myself first. I saw so many improvements in my own health. I was very excited to start using it with my kids. Saw huge improvements in Jordan, my older son with type 1 diabetes health, and my younger son, Nathan, with eczema and his asthma and seasonal allergies, all things that had plagued him consistently since the age of 6 months old. I started to see all of that, you know, reverse and subside and just shift. Their health was shifting before my very eyes. And we were very excited as a family for this. And this came at a time where I was going through a divorce. And so I was becoming a single mom who had been a stay-at-home mom for over 10 years and was just starting my holistic practice. And Purium really enabled me to, first of all, be able to keep my kids at home. So both my kids school from home. They both struggled in mainstream education for very different reasons. And during the pandemic, I was able to see that, you know, they school best from home. And I'm only able to continue doing that because of this amazing business. And through that, I've been able to involve my kids. Jordan is very open and willing to share what's worked so well for him. We've become 100% plant-based also because of how good we felt with Purium. I kind of helped us kind of take that leap to that extra maybe 15% that we of what we were eating that wasn't already plant-based. And so Jordan, I've shown Jordan my back office, and he's going to be 14 years old at the end of next month. And he's actually very involved he loves to check my back office. Like he'll tell me what's going on back there sometimes if I've been too busy and haven't had a chance to check in a bit. And my younger son he's very social. So he loves to be up front and center. So he joins me in a lot of my reels. He joins me in lives, and he loves to he loves to work the creative side of it. So he'll help me set up those reels afterwards, and he'll help me with posts and different photos and give me some real ideas sometimes. And they are always talking about it, especially my younger son. I find it hilarious within soccer and hockey communities. He's constantly bringing parents literally over to me from across the field or across the arena. And he's like, you know, so-and-so's mom or so-and-so's dad wants to know, you know, what's in my water bottle, and, you know, what is glyphosate? And so I'm always, they're amazing, and they truly are growing up in this business and understanding, and not just growing up in the business, but they're learning how to empower themselves holistically. So that's mind, body, and soul. And that's not just in terms of our health, but our wealth as well. So it's very important to me that they learn that, you know, they have options where they don't have to be chained to, you know, a job that they perhaps don't like, that they can, you know, have that time freedom, they can have that financial freedom while doing, you know, something that is meaningful to them. And, you know, that's serving.
So inspiring, Shari, always. And thank you for your story, Arisha. That is so inspiring. I can't wait to follow you as well. And I know Kaylin put her link as well. So if you scroll up, you can see there's those, I don't know if Ava doesn't have an Instagram yet, right, Jenna? I don't know if she does. No, that's okay. We'll get her out there when she's ready, okay? We'll make sure she's out there. We're so proud of these young girls and boys, you know, your little brother, Arisha. And I know like this is for, like, we're doing this for the kids. This business is for the kids. I know my motivation in success is for my girls. It's to show them, you know, that their mom could be successful. And I'm so proud of that. And Junie, did you want to share something? Go ahead. What do you want to share? Or when you feel ready, if you want to share something. She said, I want to share something. Did you want to share? No? Okay, you'll have much opportunity if you want to. So yeah, it's like Shari's saying, this is so empowering for our kids, this business, because we are also showing them to, you know, how they can make a difference in this world and how they can achieve their goals. And we want to, you know, we love that this business is so family focused, all the way up to the owners. We love, you know, we got to meet Dave and his family and Amy and her family, and they're such down-to-earth family people. And I think that really, and Naiva, of course, well, I don't know if Naiva has a connection. If you want to share, because Naiva is like an amazing example as well. She's our Million Mom. OG, please unmute yourself, Naiva, and share your family story.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on here. And I love all the shares. Thanks to all the guests and everybody for sharing your stories. It's always so empowering to hear stories of other people that are having success in this. And I personally started when I was postpartum as well, Allison, similar to your story. And it was really for the nutrition. For me, initially, it was for the nutrition for myself, for my family. And very quickly, I felt so good that I couldn't help but share it with others. I was feeling so good in my body. I had more energy. Many of you have probably heard my story in the past, but I had 5 kids in 4 different schools and a brand new baby. So my life was crazy busy in the morning, stressful, and having something as simple as taking the aminos and having a power shake just changed my life and made it so much easier to make it through the days and have more energy and have deeper sleep. And of course, our kids do what we do. And so very quickly, the baby was reaching for my power shake. My older kids were wanting to know what it was all about. And so I shared it with them. And then pretty soon I started developing recipes and adding it into different, granola bars or different things I was making so I could get into them, while they were at school or in different ways than just making a shake, making cookies, making snacks, making different chocolates that included superfoods in it, and just having fun with it overall. And naturally, a lot of the ladies around me who also had a baby, I would always bring my shake everywhere I went. When I went on a walk, when I went on a play date, when I took the kids to school. And so when I brought my shake with me, people would see it and they would want to know what it was I was doing. And so I started sharing what it was I was doing. And so for me, it was a very easy transition into sharing it with my community. It really didn't feel like sales. It didn't feel like a business. It just felt like I was sharing something that I had fallen in love with that was really helping me in my everyday life. And so it was a very natural process of sharing it with the ladies in my community. And it just expanded from there. They started to share it. I started to build a team. And very quickly, I just really adopted this business model. And that was 9.5 years ago, you guys. And I've never stopped. I've taken my aminos every day. We take the superfoods everywhere with us. We're currently in Canada outside of Quebec City, and we brought a bunch of superfoods with us for ourselves and then some to give away to our family. So this is also something that today is family focused. I'm going to be giving some of these superfoods to my family while I'm visiting here and leaving some here with them as gifts, and it's something that's such a beautiful gift to share with somebody for their health. And then, of course, the gift of this business, because when I started, I was actually on maternity leave. And when my boss called me to bring me back to work a couple months later, I had actually surpassed my part-time income with my Purium income. So I was actually able to tell my boss that I wasn't going to return back to work because I was making more money with my baby by my side. And the one thing that I had such a hard time with was the anxiety and the stress of having to put my baby in daycare to go to work. Like that was so stressful to me. It didn't even make sense because the amount of money I'd have to pay somebody to watch my baby was almost equal to what my salary was. And so that anxiety was so heavy weighing on my heart. And so when I was able to surpass that part-time income, it changed everything for me. And I was like, okay, well, if I can do that in my first couple months without really trying, then I wonder what would happen if I actually plugged into the system, got coaching, got support, and really paid attention to what this business has to offer. And so that was where it all started. And thank you so much, Allison, for having me come on and share. And what a beautiful topic. If you haven't dove into the business yet, definitely dive in with your family, share this far and wide. This opportunity has allowed me to do things that in the past was never possible when we worked a 9-to-5 job. We'd have to ask for vacation time and all those types of things. Whereas now we can travel, we can do things that weren't possible in the past, and I can take my business with me. Look at me, I'm up in Canada doing a Zoom instead of in Hawaii where I live. So thank you so much for the opportunity to come on here with you, Allison. Great presentation. Back over to you.
Amazing. Yeah, you guys are so inspiring. It was so nice to meet you and your family here, and Shane, who I know is so involved as well and in so many aspects of the business. It's just so inspiring. And we it's a pay it forward thing. When we get inspired, we then in turn can pay this forward and inspire other people, other families, other kids. So our call to action today is going to be to share this video that you saw today with family, with family members, or with someone you know who has a family that you know this can, you know, really that would resonate with this. So, you know, we want to get this message out there that this is not, you know, we want to switch the mindset of why we, you know, can't do this because we're on mat leave or because we have kids or because we, you know, whatever the reason is, but to why this is this is the reason to do it. And it is so much fun. Junie, did you want to share before we end the call anything? Yeah, go ahead.
I like swallowing my pill.
You like swallowing the pills? Yeah, she's really good at it. She's been doing it since she's 2 years old. She has no problem with swallowing the capsules. It's like kind of freaky because when she first did it, I was like, oh, I think you're 2. But she gets it. I don't know. But we open it up too sometimes and put it in her shake. But hey, I don't know. She likes to swallow them. So but yeah, we definitely want to encourage all of us who are in Purium already and who will be in the future to come to convention this July in Arizona. The tickets just went up, and this is going to be the ultimate place where families can get to meet each other and kids can get to hear from other kids, because that is really how we influence children, is through other children. So, and especially in person, there's nothing more powerful. And, you know, companies, by the way, pay millions of dollars to have the word of mouth from children. It's the most powerful voice of marketing. So if our kids are genuinely loving this and sharing it, you want to say something else? Yeah? Well, go ahead. Just say.
I like my green juice with milk and
That's what you wanted to say at the beginning, that you like. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, thank you, Judy. We'll have another chance to share about your what you wanted to share about. But so please like, follow, and share on Facebook. We have our community there. We have Instagram. If you ever if you want to hashtag the Million Mom Movement, we'll be happy to share you and your families, you know, or just anything that you have inspired to share that can, you know, be part of the community. Please tag us and subscribe. If you want to watch any of the replays, all of them are up on our YouTube channel. And that's where you'll find this replay to share with your friends and family. And please subscribe and just, you know, stay connected. This community, we're just getting started, and we are going to explode, because the proof is in the pudding. Once people try this, they're hooked, and there's nothing better. So, you know, once people, you know, health is never going out of style. All of this is just going to keep on getting more and more. So we're so excited about it. And I hope you are too. So thank you all for being here, and we'll see you on next week's call. We'll see you if you get back to whoever sent you this, and they have a gift card for you. And we're just so excited to welcome you into our community. Thank you so much.